Hi, thank you so much for being here with me today and welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany, and today we're going to dive into how mysticism is actually going to affect us individually as far as our intuition is concerned, like what that actually looks like. And the important part of this is today we're going to be focusing on the feminine aspects, okay? So, right now, we really are diving into a lot of bringing back to life a lot of our feminine traits and qualities. And so, with that comes the emergence of different and kind of unexplored psychic and intuitive gifts. So, our intuitive gifts are so detailed. Like, they're simple, but they can be detailed in how we approach them and how we come at them. So, especially on the feminine side, there's so many of us that haven't really taken the time to explore the feminine aspects of ourselves, that flow, the storytelling, that esoteric, the even the sensual aspects. And so, how we are changing right now is we are bringing about more of the clairs and more of the psychic and intuitive abilities that are softer. These are the ones that come through more subtly. They are quiet. These are not the visions that you have, although those are amazing too. They're just a different category, okay? So today we're just going to be focusing on that feminine aspect. And how this is working is we have unlocked as a society by all of the amazing people who are taking the time to do the inner work. This inner work is unlocking so much more of our psychic abilities and the access to different types of information. So this is going beyond just being able to access just day-to-day guidance as far as your guides or just getting tips from your intuition or just those subtle things, like even maybe just the small signs and synchronicities that you see every day. This is all changing, and it's going to, honestly, we're kind of revolutionizing intuition by all of the work that we've all done. So really we should all be like super proud of ourselves for all of the inner work that we are doing right now and have done over the last 15 years or so. Um, the way that things are really changing right now are you're going to start to see an increase in emotions. Um, and the thing with emotions is that there are intuitive messages hidden within all of our senses because our bodies are attuned to receiving energy, and how you receive it and interpret it comes through all of your senses, including all of your psychic senses. So the emotions and the emotional body is what we have been focusing on. So really, when we are working and diving into that, we are unlocking our own clairsentience collective wide. So this is going to even be like, this doesn't matter what gender you are. This is just going to be collective wise. You are probably going to start seeing more of a development of, like, when you have an emotional experience, no matter what it is, it could be anger, sadness, happiness. There's going to be kind of this other side where you have this little breakthrough, and it can come. It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter what emotion or what range of emotions, it's going to come with this other opposite kind of breakthrough in it. Um, and when those breakthroughs occur, you're going to be able to unlock and see different abilities. You're going to be able to have like these deep understandings of what just happened, right? So it might feel a little weird at first because you're like, okay, some of these emotional experiences that people might be having are going to be deep, but they're also going to be so informative. Like these emotional experiences, yes, we have to work with our emotions and we have to manage them and learn how to express ourselves, because this isn't just about letting your emotions run your life. This is actually the opposite. This is about learning how to intuitively experience your emotions and then also receive guidance from them so that you can actively become more of a, you're not as much of a participant in your life, but you're the one who is driving the bus, so to speak, right? And so diving into these emotions, it's not about trying to, it's not about reacting from them, it is about feeling them. There's a difference, okay? When you react from your emotions or your clairsentient abilities, that means you're taking explosive actions typically, right? Unconscious actions. What we're doing is we're learning how to alchemize those emotional reactions where we still feel the emotions, we still experience it, but we do not react outwardly. We don't go overboard and take things out on other people. So, what we're doing is we're alchemizing the emotions by allowing them to flow, right? And when you go through those emotional moments, and you don't have to create them, you just have to pay attention and come back to that presence within you, right? That deeper you. Okay, this is where I call it the heart space, because that's how I connect back into that deeper sense of self. That heart space is that connection to the you that is so much more, right? This is the spiritual you, the one that is connected to God's source, creator, whatever you believe in. That is where we remain while we let these emotions come out, right? Whether we're crying, whether we're laughing, whether we're sad or we're grieving, we just observe. Okay, this is all going to kind of happen naturally, but you will start to see this shift in people being able to observe their emotions instead of completely flip out and go out and, act out of their emotions. So we're bringing back in this sense of personal control and our personal power over our emotions. Now, with that said, you do need to understand also that your emotions don't necessarily define you. They are just an expression of how you are feeling. And the wisdom that comes from working with your emotions it's a subtle one, and it's going to be a little more difficult to work with at first because you're going to have to learn yourself. That is the part that is going to be the most key. So the more that you can learn about yourself, who you are, what do you really want? What do you really care about? What drives you, right? What motivates you? What makes you happy? What makes you sad? What, and I'm talking like knowing yourself on this very intense level. And it's not that it's hard to do, you just have to be willing to dive into you. And you have to be willing to be honest with yourself. Look, I'm not the person who's going to sit here and be like, this is the 5-step quick, easy way. That's not how I roll, because I've tried all the 5 quick step, easy ways. And if you're still watching this, you're probably that person who maybe the easy route doesn't always work for you, right? Maybe it works for some people, but it seems to almost like blockade you from further development instead of allowing you to go further. So, this is for my deep feelers. You are going to just be gently guided into more of yourself and experiencing your emotions and learning that you don't have to be afraid of them. They can be there as a messenger for you, right? And even in the ones that are a little intense and uncomfortable, we bring those in and build on them and transform from the messages about yourself, right? Your clairsentience not just gives you intuitive information, it gives you deep information about who you are. And when you connect to that, it completely shifts the way that you experience your life. It completely shifts how you show up for yourself. And so I just want you to know that if you are experiencing these big shifts in your emotions, if you are experiencing all of this, it is okay. It is just part of this feminine, intuitive process that is shifting. We're just coming back into a different part of ourselves. Like I said in the original video about mysticism and how it's changing, it's just the reconciling of the timelines. Okay. This is just the reconciliation of and balancing out how the Lemurian, kind of that high priestess energy needed to be rounded out, and that's what's happening right now is we are rounding that out. We're grounding that energy into us as a collective, and then we're also bringing it in on a much deeper level. So just for those of you who are my deep feelers, this is about embracing your emotions, embracing your gifts. And this is something that's going to unfold kind of naturally for you. You don't have to try to like go force your emotions to come out. All I'm saying is when they come up, pay attention to them. Start journaling. Um, Start making videos of yourself, record yourself expressing your emotions. It sounds weird, but I promise it helps. Um, Use other people that you feel safe with. Please make sure they are safe people if you're expressing your emotions. We don't want people who are going to, um, we want safe, we want places where we feel empowered. Okay. Our, this is a hard one because our emotions are a very delicate space. We're not here to invalidate, but we're also here to learn how to take control of that. And taking control of our emotions and learning how to work with them intentionally is going to be extremely valuable to heightening and working with your naturally intuitive abilities. For those of you who are very clairsentient, there's probably many of you right now that are watching that don't feel that you even have clairsentience, right? That you don't feel like you have deep feelings. And it's okay because whether you're aware of it or not, if you choose to do the work as it comes up to you and you allow your emotions to come up and be seen, right? In these ways where you take the time to, like I said, journal, talk to yourself. You can share things about, how you're feeling with yourself. You can make videos of yourself. You can talk to other people, but creating the awareness around your emotions, when you do that work, it's going to open up those gifts because I'm a firm believer that everyone has access to every single type of intuitive ability. I'm not going to say that everyone is like equally as strong, but you absolutely have access to all forms of intuitive abilities. It doesn't matter if it's clairsentience, claircognizance. We just all have a little bit of a varying degree of them. So with that said, moving forward, this is going to be good for creating awareness and creating so much more expansiveness, because when you can feel spiritual information, this is what it's going to end up at. Okay, this is where we're going to land, is that the information that you are going to be able to pick up on when you tap into that clairsentience, it's going to completely change your life, because you are going to be able to tap into things that you cannot see, right? you're going to be like, oh, what is that? Right? You can see things, or not see literally, but like you can tune into things on such a level that most people, there's going to be a lot of people that aren't going to understand. And that is something that it comes with time, is learning how to trust yourself. But I want you to know that the intuitive abilities that you do have are going to increase. The ones you're aware of and the ones that you're not, they're all going to come back up. And we're allowing all of this to shift and to bring it all together. So just remember that it's okay, that it's all coming together. It's okay that your emotions might feel a little bit bigger than they used to. It's okay that the emotional aspects of your life, it may feel like things are falling apart. It may feel like, everything is just kind of a nightmare. It's okay. It's all okay, because it is all part of the process of seeing yourself. It is all part of the process of becoming vulnerable with yourself so that you can access more spiritual information. We can become grounded spiritual beings living a human life. We can be both. Okay. We can be the bridge between worlds, because we can be both human and so spiritual at the same time. So thank you so much for being here. I will, of course, this is just one of many videos to come. I will be sharing plenty more on this and tapping into kind of each of the different clairs and the different types and how we can really work with them, especially in these changing times. So again, thank you for being here, and I hope you have a beautiful day. So much love.